Hi Pile 1, if you chose the yellow jade, this is going to be your reading, and what we're going to be looking at today is what you are going to love about life with your future spouse, all right? And so, you guys get centered, get excited, because this is going to be one of those readings where it's just going to be all about the good news, okay? Maybe you needed a pick-me-up today, and this is like one of those things. So we get to just talk about all the cool stuff, right? Because there's enough heaviness going on. Super excited, all right? So let's look at this card right here to kind of get the overall theme of the reading. Oh, look at that, Pile 1. We got dreams. So what I'm really picking up from this Pile 1 is that you and your future spouse are just going to be big dreamers in a sense of dream building your lives together. Constantly, like, scripting is coming through. Scripting meaning like you're writing out, kind of like an architect for your life. You know, you're writing out, you and your spouse, your future spouse, you guys start writing out the blueprints of what you want your future to be like. And I'm seeing some of you like driving through really affluent neighborhoods, you know, driving through car lots with really nice cars, maybe even test driving nice cars. I see you, you know, making vision boards together. You know, consciously manifesting is what I see the two of you doing, okay? It's like you guys are constantly planning the next, I don't know what to call it. It's a really good feeling, you guys. The energy of this connection, like the energy of the life that the two of you have, is really feeling like one of achievement, one of success, one of goals and dreams realized and manifested fully. So it's really like it feels fruitful is what is coming through. It's going to be a very fruitful union in terms of being able to fully manifest the dream that the two of you build together, okay? You know, nice houses, not just houses. Maybe one of your guys' dream is to have a lot of friends that love and adore you. It's just whatever you want that is put on that vision board. That's going to be kind of like the core of your connection, is being able to dream build together, to fantasize about your life and what it's going to be like, and then actually making it come to pass. All right, it's like that feeling when you've reached a big milestone and you've done that together. It's such a beautiful energy. All right, Pile 1. What is Pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? What is Pile 1? What are they going to love about life with their future spouse? Pile 1. What are you going to love about life with your future spouse? And these two want to come out. All right, so we got the Ten of Swords reversed. We got the Page of Pentacles. What is Pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? We got the World reversed, Judgment reversed. What is Pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? What is Pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? Ooh, okay, that's too many, but we will take this one because it flipped over. All right, so it's very interesting that a lot of reversals came up, and what I'm hearing though, because this is a positive reading, first of all, it's going to, I feel like when this person comes into your life, it's like it's going to be completely unrecognizable to maybe how your life is now. And that might be part of what you're hoping to manifest. Like maybe you're in a spot in your life right now that doesn't feel very good. Maybe you feel defeated. Maybe your dreams have been shattered, right? And like the life, when you compare the life that you have with your future spouse to like this point in time, like I'm hearing some of you need to kind of maybe keep journals or keep some kind of a diary or something that you can reflect back on so that you never forget where you came from. I mean, and when you feel led to, just kind of tuck it away somewhere so that you can forget about it, so that when you're in the middle of living this amazing life with your future spouse, you'll find that, and you'll just see how life with your future spouse is just like night and day to what it was before, right? But I'm hearing like your world is going to be turned upside down, but not in a bad way. Like there's going to be so much fun, so much adventure, so much to look forward to. Like there's never going to be a dull moment, and of course, there are going to be difficult times and stuff like that, but the bond that you two are going to share is going to be so solid. The two of you, like you really are going to be connected to each other's inner child. Yeah, like maybe you're kind of in a feeling of isolation right now. Maybe things are feeling very ungrounded and unstable. Maybe you've dealt with feelings of, disloyalty and lies and manipulation and stuff like that in your relationships. And maybe, you've been I feel like you're waking up, or maybe you have woken up, and it just feels so difficult. Like you might be going through what's called a dark night of the soul, right? The life that you're going to live with your future spouse is going to be such a stark contrast to what you may be feeling and dealing with right now. Like I hear it's coming. Like you're asking for something from the universe, and I keep hearing it's coming. Just continue through this really rough period and follow the laws of attraction, the laws of vibration. Start clearing out, or keep clearing out your vibe. If you haven't started clearing out your vibe, that's definitely something you have to do, because you're manifesting what is in your current vibe, okay? It's not so much that you're manifesting consciously, you're manifesting unconsciously what you are constantly carrying around in your vibe. And I feel like you're going to do that. And that is the guidance from the universe to you. It's like, it's coming. Just keep clearing out your vibe, okay? Allow yourself to feel whatever's coming up. Allow yourself to, go through the heaviness, to feel the difficulty and the pain and stuff like that, and just kind of allow things to flow up and out of you, okay? But you and your future spouse are just going to have such an enchanting life together. That's what's coming up, is enchanting. Full of lots of friends, or at least some really close friends. Like maybe you don't want to have a whole bunch of acquaintances, but maybe you want to have a handful of really, really close friends that are brothers or sisters to you guys. And you really will. You'll have people in your life that are just going to love and adore you. But of course, that's going to be unmatched to how you and your future spouse are going to feel about each other. All right, let's get some more info. What is pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? What will pile 1 love about life with their future spouse? Strength. Very solid and stable. Like I don't know if, well, yeah, I can feel kind of the instability that is going on in your life right now. Like you may not be feeling safe in any way. I mean, it could be multiple ways. You may not be feeling safe financially. You may not be feeling safe in love, as far as like your heart maybe not feel safe in love. Maybe you don't feel safe around just people in general. Maybe you have a hard time staying grounded. Maybe you have a really hard time not being in your head all the time. And so things with your future spouse are going to be very, very grounded, and the connection between you guys is going to be so strong. And it's not just the connection, it's going to be the loyalty. Like, I feel your future spouse is going to be somebody who is very stable, they're very grounded. While they obviously have an emotional side, they don't walk in their emotions, so they're able to see things logically and then respond and act accordingly. And really, though, what I'm picking up on is something I've already said, like the bond the two of you are going to have is just going to be so strong, so amazing. And like, it doesn't matter what storms come, the two of you are going to be able to weather them together, because the bond, the connection is authentic, it's not toxic. The love and the bond that the two of you have for each other is just unparalleled. So it's going to be, you know, withstanding any hardships or any challenges that may come up against the two of you. All right, very beautiful. Okay, let's see. I should have kept that in the deck. All right, what will pile one love about their future spouse? We have, support, strength and support. Yeah, they're going to be your rock, your anchor. You may be somebody who is always connected to the higher realms, possibly. You know, maybe you're too much in your higher chakras and not enough in your lower chakras. And by the way, I only wanted 3 cards, but 5 popped out, so we're going to take them all. We're going to take them all. Yeah, your person is just super grounded. Which, you know, sometimes a lot of people are like, these kinds of people can come across as boring, but after you've been through many toxic connections and relationships and, you know, the anxious avoidant pull, it's just like, you're going to come to a place where it's like, oh my gosh, you know, this person is somewhat predictable. You know, they're very stable in their communication with me. They're very grounded. They're not flighty. You know what I mean? They're not flaky. They do what they say and they say what they mean. It's like that kind of energy with this person, okay? And they are going to be your biggest supporter. Like I'm telling you guys, this bond feels so strong. So strong. And then, oh, yep, I just said communication, and there it is right now, right there. It's like your communication with each other is going to be on point. You're never going to have to worry about what they're doing, who they're with, you know, when they're coming back or if they're coming back. You know, you'll never have to worry about them just falling off the face of the earth for, you know, a week or two or nothing like that. Like, they're going to be your number one supporter. Your feelings and your emotions and your needs and your wants are going to matter to your person. They're definitely going to matter. And so you are going to be one of their top main priorities, and they're going to treat you like that. Okay? And then obviously this is somebody you're going to be marrying, but even beyond the actual wedding, that sense of commitment to you, they are going to take seriously. They're going to take pride in taking care of you and meeting your needs, you know, and making you a happy wife or husband. Okay? And then caution is just more, gives me that feeling like they're very grounded. Okay? They don't just risk everything. They think things through logically. You know, they don't respond out of emotions. And so they're just very careful with their words. They're very careful with their actions. And I feel like they want to protect the bond and the connection that the two of you have, okay? And definitely these sparks are going to be flying between the two of you. Like, there is, like, so that's, I'm glad that this one came up, because yes, they're going to be very grounded. Like, this feels like a very earthy energy. But at the same time, because of, like, we've got the big dreamer, you know, feeling, I feel like there may be some Sagittarius, maybe some Aquarius energy in there somewhere. So, you know, we're talking about Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you know, energies in their chart or your chart, and then maybe some Sagittarius and or Aquarius energy in there somewhere. And so, yes, like at the core of who they are, they're very earthy, they're very stable, they're very grounded, you know, but they got some spice in them, okay? They got some spice in them. It's like they're not dry at all. It's like, yeah, they're very stable, very logical, but they know when to loosen up and have a good time, okay? Hence the ability to be able to dream, you know, because sometimes dreaming big means you have to go beyond what's logical and what's predictable, okay? So there is going to be some spice in, you know, in their earthy makeup, which you're definitely going to enjoy, because that kind of throws some a little bit of variety and unpredictability in there, and it keeps things fresh, okay? And yes, I'm hearing that things are going to be very spicy with the two of you in the bedroom, okay? So yes for that. Yes for that. All right, pile one. What is pile one going to love about about life with their future spouse? What is pile one going to love about life with their future spouse? What is pile one going to love about life with their future spouse? Ooh, that's at 3 cards we got. All right, so we got rainbow, bad vibes clearing up. We got free yourself, burdens, stress, and negativity be gone. And I feel a lot of you guys, like, this is going to be your guys' mantra together. Hold on, we got super, what is this? A super sweet. Oh, charming and kind gestures, yes. So I feel like your person, your future spouse is going to be all about, what first came up was like gifts. They're all going to be about gifting you, you know, surprising you with something. And it not necessarily always expensive things, but, you know, they might surprise you with a treat from, you know, the local bakery or something like that, and other cute little small gifts like that. Like, you're always going to know that you're on their mind, because they're going to be doing such cute little considerate, you know, things. And it feels like your guys' life philosophy, your guys' life mantra basically is made up right here. It's like you're always going to be making sure that you're keeping yourselves and your relationship just completely cleared up of any kind of bad vibes. Like, you, both of you are going to be very self-aware and conscientious about the energy that you guys carry, and that the energy that you guys allow around yourselves and your marriage, your commitment, your relationship, okay? And you're going to be very protective of your relationship and making sure that no one else's negative energy, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's news, media, whatever's going on, like, you're very, very conscientious about the energy you allow into your relationship and your lives together. Okay, it's like you're not having none of that, because you're like, we got dreams to build, we've got, you know, awesomeness to manifest, so we got to keep, you know, you block all that stuff out. And it gets to a point for the two of you where it's not anything really that you have to do too conscientiously, because you're just vibing so high. But, you know, at the very few times that you encounter a situation, maybe like a friend brings another person over and that person just has this really yucky, dead, flat, gross energy, it's, you know, you guys are really quick to be like, you know, no. You know, just no. And so, yeah, I love the energy that the two of you have together. It's just, it feels really good, you guys. It really feels good. Okay, so let's get some messages of love. What is pile one going to love about life with their future spouse? Time apart, some distance will help bring clarity. So what this means is the two of you are going to just enjoy, you know, yes, the two of you are going to be very, do a lot of things together, but it's like you don't necessarily need to be joined at the hip. Like, they're going to have, you know, time with their friends, you're going to go have time with your friends, and then that just kind of makes you guys miss each other. It keeps that spark alive. Like, you know, you're going to have your life with your friends and your hobbies and stuff, and they're going to have life with their friends and their hobbies and stuff, and then you guys have, you know, there'll be times when you combine those two together, but it's not like you're not smothering each other and like with each other 24/7. That's usually when things can get really stale. You know, because when they're living life separately from you and you're living life separately from them, and I don't mean all the time, right? I'm like, you know, maybe you go on a girl's vacation and they go on a guy's vacation with their friends, and then that gives you guys something to talk about, right? When you live 24/7 with somebody and you're each other's entire world and universe and you guys do everything together, you eventually kind of run out of things to talk about because you've already experienced everything together. And so I'm also hearing like they're going to be very respectful of your time. And so like, you know, they're not going to be the smothering type. They're not going to be, you know, they'll be just the right balance of what you need, all right, and what you want. Oh, that's too many. What is pile 1 going to love about life with your future spouse? That one's wanting to come out. Oop, there's support again. Wow. Lean on your inner circle during this time. Yeah, they're going to be your #1 supporter. Whatever ideas and dreams you come up with, they're going to want to research those things for you. If you bump into like an obstacle that you're not able to solve, they're going to want to hop right in there and help you solve it. If you're wanting to go back to school, they're going to be your biggest cheerleader, you know, start a business, whatever it is. It's like, you know, they got your back. All right. What does pile 1, what will pile 1 love about life with their future spouse? Different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. So what this is telling me in the context of this reading is that you may have some differences, but like kind of like opposites attract, but it's not in a way where it causes a lot of conflict and toxicity. It actually makes things interesting between the two of you. Interesting in a good way. Okay, and so let's get a couple more from this deck. What will pile 1 love about life with their future spouse? Like one of you is going to be, and I feel like this is probably, you know, one of you is going to be kind of like the more mundane. I don't want to say mundane. It's, you know, more practical. One of you is going to be the more practical one. The other one of you is going to be, you know, really eccentric. And, you know, they love, you know, the eccentricity, or you love just how grounded and practical they are. It's like you love how they're not always in their emotions and just, you know, overreacting to everything. It's like, you know, you make things fun and exciting and spice things up for them, and then, you know, they kind of help you keep on your feet, help you keep your feet on the ground. All right, it's like that. And you know, of course the roles could be reversed, but you get the point. It's like the two of you you're two different people in many aspects, but not in a way where you're incompatible. Your differences actually work for you and not against you. Okay, and it actually makes things really fun and exciting. And it really kind of, yeah, I really actually like that dynamic. All right, we got intuition. You already know the answer you seek. You guys are going to be very, like the bond that you have is going to be so strong. Like you guys are going to be intuitively and psychically connected. You may have even already met this person in the astral realm or in your dreams. It just really depends on how close you are to manifesting them out. We got awakening. Someone is undergoing a spiritual transformation. And then a bonus one popped out. We got boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. And I really do feel like your future spouse is just, you know, they're actually going to be attracted to the fact that you set boundaries and, you know, you set boundaries and you enforce them, because that shows a level of self-respect for yourself. And, you know, that confidence and self-respect, that's always really attractive, okay? Because that's how your future spouse is. You know, they have boundaries and they make sure that they enforce them because they value they value themselves, okay? All right, let's pull a few more cards. We're gonna pull some from, we got about a couple more decks, you guys, and then we'll call it, we'll wrap up the reading. So we have The Hidden Truth Oracle. I got way too many decks out. Way too many decks. Okay. What is pile 1? Or what messages actually? Here's what I want. I want to know what messages pile 1 has from their future spouse. And it says, we will be together again. For most of you, this feels like someone that you may have had a connection with in possibly a prior lifetime, like a soulmate connection. Or it could be someone that is, you know, returning to you. If this reading, like if the description in this reading sounds like an ex that you used to have, or maybe, you know, a crush or something like that from childhood or something like that, that could simply mean that that person is coming back around, and this time it's for real. But for those of you that are like, I don't want an ex back, that's fine. It's just simply meaning that ex was more reminiscent of the healthier version. I don't know if you guys believe in like karmic connections, but we often attract, you know, what we are attracted to, and then we attract, you know, a karmic connection has shadows attached to that. And so your future spouse is going to be having a lot of the same things that attracted you to that person, but they're not going to be toxic. Okay. And for those of you who, yeah, like this person does not sound familiar at all, that simply means the two of you were together in a past life, and now it's time for you to be together again. Let's get, I was going to say 3 cards. We got 2 more. Okay. It says, I will wait for a sign from you. It says, you were the best thing in my life. And so, of course, translating that in the context of this reading, that's your future spouse is going to treat you with so much respect, so much. They're going to be very attentive to you, and the reason why they are very conscientious about meeting your needs, treating you right, and stuff like that is because they truly are going to feel like you are the best thing in their life. They're going to truly feel like that. I feel like they are manifesting you in. Yeah, I feel like they're manifesting. I feel like they are somebody that does believe in the law of attraction. Now, whether they call it the law of attraction is something else entirely. I mean, they can call it the law of reaping and sowing. But I feel like this person is someone who's into like maybe positive affirmations, you know, scripting, manifesting, vision boards, stuff like that. And I feel, and this is going to be so interesting, they actually have a paper, you know, they have your attributes. They've got you written down on paper. Okay. Not so much, you know, like your name or anything like that, but like they've got a list that perfectly describes you. Okay. Somewhere. And I'm hoping, for some of you, I'm hoping you're going to be able to actually see that list. That would be really, really neat. Okay. Really neat. I'm actually excited for that. That's kind of cool to think about. Like, you know, someone's manifesting you in. They got you written down on a piece of paper somewhere. And when you meet them, they're going to show this piece of paper and you're going to be like, wow, you really did that. All right, you guys, we're going to get a few more cards. This is kind of like just some advice from your higher self and the higher self of your future spouse during this time as you wait to unite. We got Black Magic. This storm will teach you to be stronger and wiser than ever before. Yeah, so for those of you that are having a really rough time right now, like I told you, it's going to be like night and day. Okay, so just keep going, keep swimming, you know, and sometimes the only thing that you can really do is just rest and breathe. I don't know if you guys swim, but if you're in the pool or in the water for too long, you can get really, really tired and you need to rest. And usually what you can do, you just float. You're just floating, right? And sometimes you just need to float. You just need to lay down and breathe, okay? It's like stop trying to fight against the current. You don't even have to swim with the current. You can just float and go along with life wherever it's going to take you, okay? We also have feather with expect an abundance of good things to begin and to flow into your life. We'll get one more. Message from your higher self and the higher self of your future spouse. Like I see you guys going to things like seminars together, doing workshops together, maybe even leading seminars together, you know, building teams, building businesses. I mean, y'all are like a power couple. This says, Grimoire, stay in your power and express yourself. Don't hide your magic. All right. So that was some guidance from your higher self and the higher self of your future spouse. All right, pile one, those were your messages. I really hope you enjoyed them. If you did, do me a favor and click that like button, comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so. And I look forward to reading again for you guys very soon. Take care, pile one. Pile two, this is your reading if you picked the beautiful green Moonstone palm stone, okay? Oh my gosh, they actually call this garnerite, but it's easily found as green moonstone, all right? Such a beautiful stone. I like it a lot. So what we're going to be looking at today, pile two, is what will you be loving about life with your future spouse, okay? What will you love about life with your future spouse? So what we're going to do is first look at the overall energy of your guys' connection. Or your life, I should say. Uh-oh, pile two. You got fertility, okay? So for those of you that want kids, all right, this is a very good omen for you, all right? But fertility is a lot more than just, you know, being physically fertile in terms of like, you know, childbearing. Fertility in every way. So, your lives are going to be very, very prolific in that whatever you set out to do, it's going to be very fruitful, okay? So you guys are going to be having a very, your ability to manifest the dreams and the goals and the desires that you want is going to be very blessed and very favored by the universe. And so, you know, where some people might, you know, plant a seed and grow one fruit tree, you'll plant a seed and grow 2 or 3, okay? So the two of you guys, like, your union together is just gonna make you guys able to manifest above average, all right? Is the best way to explain it, but we'll get into some more information, all right? And yes, for those of you that want a family, you're going to be very fertile. So just letting you know, if you don't want a big or a huge family, you know, just take that into consideration, because I'm hearing fertile myrtle, okay? Fertile myrtle. God, I don't know why I can't say that. What is pile two going to love about their life with their future spouse? What will pile two love about life with their future spouse? What will pile two love about life with their future spouse? What will pile two love about life with their future spouse? That is way too many. What will pile one love about life with their future spouse? We got the 6 of Swords reversed. What will pile one? We got the King of Swords reversed. What will pile one love about life with their future spouse? That's too many. Ooh, 3 of Cups upright. Let's get 2 more cards, please. We got the Page of Cups. I don't know why, but I'm hearing like the two of you are going to grow up together. or maybe a better way to say that is like, because I mean, you could be grown-ass adults. Some of you on this channel could be, you know, early 20s, you know, but I mean, like, so it's not so much that you're going to grow up and mature together. It's like you guys are going to, how can I put it? Like become fully actualized together. Like the two of you learn who you truly are and you do that together. Like dropping the mask and living authentically. Which spiritually would be like you're spiritually growing up together. Okay? Some of you may even be like in an open kind of relationship, like polyamorous. Is that how you say it? I don't know how you say it. Where you guys have like, and this is just for some of you. If you're not into that at all, then that's, of course, that's not what you're going to be attracting in. But for some of you, that can be indicated here. Otherwise, it's just like the two of you are going to be, you know, the life of the party. The two of you are going to have a lot of friends, and you know, you're the couple that everyone wants to have at their get-together. Okay, it's that kind of a thing. I feel like the two of you are also going to be like establishing roots somewhere. And that's where you're going to stay. You know, a lot of people and families tend to move about quite a bit, but I feel like once you get married and once you start a family, it's like that's it. And you may even buy the big house before you have the big family. Or you even know it's like, okay, the two of you decide you just want to have, you know, no more than 3 kids, 2, preferably if you can have like 1 of each kind of thing, or however you guys decide to, you know, plan your life. It's like, let's get the house first, you know, and that kind of thing. And that's where you stay. That's going to be like your lifelong house for a lot of you. And you're going to love that this person isn't like I feel like there may be somebody in your past pile too who may have been very, very cold, very shut off, very just like emotionally either dead, numb, illiterate, unintelligent emotionally, and maybe very sharp tongued. And this person is going to be the exact opposite of that. Like they're going to be very connected with their heart space. It's going to be just a whole new experience for you. And I feel like this person may be very, may have an innocence about them, very connected to their inner child. And so they're always going to be able to like have fun and play. And, you know, they're not going to be taking things too seriously. It's like they're an adult. And so, you know, they of course are going to want to take care of responsibilities and stuff like that, but they know when to turn work off and when to turn on playtime, okay? Because I see this person is just like very, when I say childlike, I don't mean immature. I mean, they are very in touch with their inner child. They're goofy, they're funny, you know, they might even be animated because children are very animated. They might talk a lot with their hands, you know, they might, you know, get really like when they're excited, like you can tell, it's like they embody whatever it is they're feeling, okay? And they may also, I mean, it could be very well be a dynamic where one of you is, you know, very introverted and the other one is very, you know, outgoing and extroverted. I feel like your future spouse is going to have a ton of energy. I feel like they're going to know no stranger. You know, they're going to be able to make friends everywhere you go. And, you know, you're going to be able to pretty much, I feel like they're the kind of person that everybody knows. Just because they're so much fun to be around. Now, I'm not saying that you're not like that. You may very well be. You know, this just means that maybe somebody's coming in that's going to be matching your energy. Otherwise, it's like it's just a beautiful balance of, you know, someone that's maybe not, like, I'm not as, like, I'm outgoing once I get to know you, you know. But if you throw me in the middle of a huge party with strangers, I'm just gonna sit back and kind of observe, you know, until I can feel comfortable to, you know, whatever. No, this person is not like that. They're very much the life of the party. They're very much, you know, they know no strangers. I feel like this person probably leaves a lasting impression on most of the people that they encounter. And they're definitely not afraid of change. They're not afraid of change at all. Which is probably why you're going to have such a fertile life with them, not just physically, but in every way, shape, and form, because they're not afraid of taking risk. And, you know, usually when we are trying to level up, there is some risk involved, especially if you're starting business, you know, building a business, trying to gain more clients and stuff like that. If they have an entrepreneurial spirit, with fertility here, whether they're working for somebody else or not, they're just going to be able to contribute just a lot, like, to, you know, whose ever life or whatever business they're a part of. All right, let's look at what will pile 2 love about life with their future spouse. What will pile 2? Okay, I only wanted 1 card. 2 came out, so we'll go ahead and take the 2, because obviously the universe wants you to know something. All right, we got distraction. Then we also have triumph. All right, so triumph over distraction. Like, you're gonna love, like, I feel like if you're feeling very isolated right now, pile 2, like if you're kind of feeling like there's not a whole lot going on, and maybe you have a hard time staying on track with certain things. I'm hearing some of you may have a hard time with where you're at in life right now. Maybe just, you know, you're feeling like maybe you don't have a ton of friends. There's kind of a different energies coming through, but this person is really going to help you focus, help you stay focused on task. And it's like you two are going to be so busy together, just living life and enjoying life and creating life and building a life together, that, you know, people are going to be wondering where you're at. Like, you haven't checked into Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Snap or anything like that. They're like, are you doing okay? You're like, oh yeah, you know, I've just been busy for the last 5 days just loving my life. Okay. So if you're kind of concerned with how much time you're spending on social media, or, you know, if your phone's not ringing or no one's messaging you or anything like that, like, there's a new cycle, a new chapter of life that is going to start with this person. And it's like, you know, and maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't want a ton of messages and stuff like that, but your social circle is definitely going to increase. And so that love and that support and, you know, that connection will be there if you want to tap into it. Okay. Other than that, this is just saying that you guys are going to be way too busy having fun and actually living life to worry about, you know, documenting it on Facebook or anything like that. Sure, you guys will take pictures and stuff like that, but, you know, by the time you guys finally have some free time to log on Facebook and let everybody know what's going on, it's like, you know, 4 or 5 days have passed or something, and people are like, oh, we hardly see you on here anymore. You know, Facebook or Snap or whatever people are on these days, Instagram. All right, let's get some more information for pile 2. What are they going to love about life with their future spouse? What is pile 2 going to love about life with your future spouse? Let's get 3 cards from this deck. What is pile 2 going to love about life with their future spouse? And we got strings. So we got mental, mind games, and manipulation. And this is pulling me back to this King of Swords energy. And this just is basically saying that this person is not going to be that way. This person is going to be very, you know, especially in the Fool and the Page of Cups energy, they're going to be very upfront and open with you about how they feel. Okay. They meet, I am picky, so there is some water energy in here, and with the Fool, I kind of feel like there may be, I mean, I know the Fool isn't always, I think the Fool is supposed to be Aries, but for some reason I'm picking up on some possible air placements as well, because I'm hearing flighty. Like, this person may be so hyperactive is what's coming through. Like, they're just going to be they'll have so much energy. It's not that they're being flighty because, or I shouldn't say flighty. It's just they're going to have so much going on, they'll be forgetting about things. You know, that's maybe one of you might be the more grounded one in the pair. This person might just be kind of like all over the place in terms of just wanting to explore, you know, wanting to have fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, they will turn work mode on when it's time. But, you know, once they clock out or once they leave the office, it's like, you know, game on, you know, not necessarily video games, but it's like, you know, what can we explore today? You know, what memories can we make today type of thing. And then we got sparks with chemistry, new passion and creativity. Definitely a lot of, with so much memories and so, you guys are going to be building a life centered around common interests, and so there's always going to be something to talk about. You guys are going to be doing so much and exploring new things. There's always going to be something to talk about. And so, but going back to the strings with the mental mind games, like this person is going to be, you know, the reason why I kind of went off on that little tangent, it's like, if they ever do seem to kind of like forget things, it's not because they were being mean or malicious. It was just, your person's all over the place. They very much live in the moment. I don't feel that they get as much stuck in their mind. And so when you live in the moment, you tend to lose track of all time, not just, you know, what time it is, but what day it is. What's the date? It's like, you don't know. I mean, I know this firsthand because I have a little bit of that myself. You know, I'll have to stop and think like, oh my gosh, what day is this? Like, did I miss something? You know, you just lose all track of time. And so your person is not going to be like whoever you dealt with in the past. Or not going to be playing mind games. Or not going to be into manipulation. You know, if something feels off, which it's not even that it feels off. It feels like if they forget an important appointment or something like that, it's not because you didn't matter. It's because they just they forgot to maybe put it in their calendar or something like that. Okay, here we got memories, old flame reminiscing about how things used to be. But really what I am picking up on is the memories part. That's what I had told you before, like the two of you are going to be all about making memories. Okay, just disregard the old flame reminiscing about how things used to be part. This is just reaffirming that life for you two is going to be centered around, you know, new adventures, building a life together, you know, vacations, endeavors, things like that. All right, just having fun and enjoying life is really what it's all about for them. All right, let's get some more cards. What will pile to love about their life with their future spouse? What will pile to love about their life with their future spouse? Okay, we got confusion. What will pile to love about life with their future spouse? Flirt. Yeah, I feel like the two of you, there's, especially with that spark there, like it doesn't matter how old you are. You always see those old couples, you know, they're still holding hands, they're still flirting with each other. That's like going to be you guys. Like the spark, that chemistry, the passion never goes away. And as far as like what I'm hearing with confusion is whatever problems you've had in past relationships, like I'm really coming back to that King of Swords reverse energy. Like I feel like that person may have done a number on you. This person is going to help you put that experience where it belongs. Like help you see that experience in a whole different perspective. I mean, even hearing that, it's going like confusion, whatever confusion you may have about that past experience is going to be completely cleared up. Let's get one more card from this deck. What will pile 2 love about life with their future spouse? Daydream. All right, you guys, I'm just going to say it. Pile 1, if you were attracted to that one or drawn to it, go check it out, because there is quite a bit, a very familiar and similar energy in this reading to pile 1, okay? But part of your guys's abundant life is your ability to dream build together, okay? Your ability to make a blueprint for how you want your life to look, and then the steps that you need to take in order to build it. The only difference between this pile and pile 1 is like at the center of your guys's, like the center of that reading was dreaming, the ability to dream big and daydreaming and stuff like that. Yours is the actual, like, the ability to manifest it. It's not so much your ability to dream, it's the ability to take whatever you're dreaming and manifesting it. And so it's just like life in abundance, you know, cup overflowing. And then people are so much so that people around you are able to be blessed by the abundance that is flowing out, like what's overflowing, right? All right, let's get some more cards. What will pile 1 love about life with their future spouse? Pile 2. What will pile 2? What will pile 2 love about life with their future spouse? What will pile 2 love about life with their future spouse? What will pile 2 love about life with their future spouse? We have mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. We got forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. And then we also have past life love. Your soul remembers this intense connection. So the two of you have definitely been together before. For most of you, this does feel like a new person. This does not feel like someone returning, like from this lifetime, but this feels like someone you've had a connection with in you know, prior lifetimes. But like I said, like the two of you coming together, it's like yeah, you're mastering something. And I'm looking at the cards because I know, was it this reading or was it the other reading? See, the readings are so similar, I'm forgetting which one was which. But the two of you are coming together and it's like you're growing up together. I think it was this one. Yeah, you're spiritually growing up together. It was this reading. Okay, because the Page of Cups and the Fool. Yeah, I like that. It's like your souls coming together. It's like you could only evolve so much on your own. And then the two of you come together and it sparks something within the two of you. And then you just start to spiritually grow even more together. Okay? And forgiveness is going to be something very much at the core of how you guys like treat each other. You know, I don't want to say lenient, but there's so much grace in your guys' connection. Like they're not gonna, we all have faults, right? We all have shortcomings. The person that you were with, whoever this King of Swords reversed energy is, this person is going to be nothing like that. Like you might have some flaws that this King of Swords person may have really cut you down to where you felt like an inch tall. And it's not so much that your future spouse is going to have to forgive you for those, but they're going to be very forgiving in a way where those things are not going to matter to them, because they realize not everybody's perfect. You're going to have your strong suits and your weak suits just like they do. And so if you're not like somebody who's maybe the best housekeeper, you know, not saying that you're like you're filthy, but maybe you're just like, you know, you're not always on top of dusting. You know, you do dust, but maybe it's not something that you do religiously every week. You know, they're not going to fault you for that. You know, they're not going to fault you for, you know, not having the best voice in the room. You know, they're not going to fault you for not being perfect or not doing things perfect. They're going to be very forgiving, okay? Just in a sense where they're not expecting perfection from you, okay? Not saying that you're going to do anything that you need to be forgiven for, but the energy here is that, you know, they're not going to expect you to be perfect. You know, they're not going to fault you for things that, you know, you're not, that isn't part of your inherent makeup, okay? Like, you know, if maybe you're, like I said, if you're not the best housekeeper, they're not going to make you feel like a POS because of it. All right. They're going to love you, all of you. All right. All right. And then like with them being a past life love. Yeah. All right. We're going to pull a few more cards. Actually, let's do the hidden truth first. Put that deck back over there. All right. Pile 2, it says, I replay our conversations over and over. You're going to be on their mind quite a bit. Like when the two of you are apart and you're living kind of, you know, like say if you're at work or maybe you're on a girls or boys vacation or a guy's night or a girls night or something, you know, or whatever. It's like they're going to love the conversations that you have. That's what it is. They're really going to love the conversations that you have together. You are going to love the conversations that you have together. They're going to too. Like they're going to, like the two of you are just going to be so emotionally, physically, intellectually stimulated by each other. And the conversations that you have, I'm hearing are going to be electrifying. I want to be more than friends. You're going to know that from the get-go. Like maybe that's saying that the two of you will start off as some kind of friends, or maybe it will be like a slow burner where it's not going to be just hot and heavy right off the bat. Maybe it's going to, you know, you start off more as friends. But there is going to be flirting involved. Yeah, we even have flirting coming up in here. Flirting. Yeah, like the two of you are going to be friends, but there's always going to be that feeling there. Like you know that you know that they like you more than friends, and they're going to know that you like them more than friends. But you start off as friends and you get to know each other that way, which is always such a good way to start any relationship. You know, when you're friends with somebody, even if you're just flirting, that keeps you from attaching yourself to someone emotionally or just really in any way, shape, or form. Before you find out who and what they really are. Because, you know, a person's mask starts to slip anywhere between 3 to 6 months. And usually the mask doesn't fully come off until, you know, between 1 and 2 years into it. But by then, you'll know them enough, you know, the bond will be there. But anyway, yeah, long story short, both of you guys want to be more than friends. But this is also saying, though, once the two of you cross that line from being just friends to romantic partners, you guys still maintain that friendship, okay? Like that friendship is going to make the core of your relationship. You know, they're going to be your best friend. They're going to be yours and you're going to be theirs, okay? And it says, I love you unconditionally. That is so sweet. God, I love these messages. Yeah, it feels like two childhood friends, like growing up together, you know, that grew up to grow into something more. You know, and maybe that might be true for a few of you. Like you may have known this person in childhood. It may be, you know, a first crush or something like in elementary school, or maybe even like middle school or something like that, and then the two of you come back together again. But otherwise, it's just like, I feel like your souls are really going to, like, this person is going to feel very familiar to you even when you first meet. Like, you're going to feel like you've known them forever. And really, especially if, you know, having a past life connection with them, it's just like your souls are remembering. That's why it feels so familiar, because your souls remember. All right, let's get a few piles from this deck. So what we're going to get here, let me see, is guidance from your higher self and their higher self. What guidance do you have for pile 2? We got Magic Circle. You are protected from any negative energies that are around you. So I'm hearing like your relationship is going to be protected, which is probably, yeah, I can see why that is, because this person being such an outgoing personality and an outgoing soul, and especially if you are too, and those energies are doubled, you know, that means exposure to a lot more, you know, potentially more exposure to negatively influencing energies, but that's okay. I'm actually hearing that like the network of people that the two of you are going to make and connect to, there's a reason for that. It's like you're building a community, and it's probably going to be tied into some kind of a business venture or endeavor. And your person, like your soon to be, your spouse is going to be very, just kind of like a natural salesperson. It's like, you know, they're talking about stupid stuff or mundane stuff, and people are like, I want that stupid stuff. Where can I get that stupid stuff? You know, because your future spouse just has this like, they fully embody their inner child. Not in a way that is like childish and immature, but in a way where they're able to fully embody emotion. And so when they are excited, they are fully expressed in that feeling of being excited. And so you can hear the excitement in their voice. You can tell the excitement coming through their body. They're just really, really animated. And when they express excitement, it shows up in the way that they talk and the things that they say. And so they're just going to be very attractive. Like, their energy is going to be very attractive. Yes, they probably will be like attracting a lot of romantic interest, but that's not anything that you have to worry about. In fact, especially if you have any kind of like insecurities right now, pile 2, I feel by the time the two of you get together, you will have resolved those. And if not, your future spouse will help you resolve those. Like, you're going to feel safe with this person, you know, and you're going to be like very, very proud that, you know, they're no longer an eligible bachelor. They're your bachelor, so to speak. Okay? It's like they're yours, right? And so you're not, you know, it's almost kind of going to give you a feeling like, yeah, that's right, you can look, but, you know, they're going home with me tonight. You know? All right. We got one more, and then we got dreams. Pay attention to your dreams, for they are messages from source. And then we also have curio with remain curious, all the magic lies and things you have yet to understand. All right, so we've got dreaming coming up twice. And this may be where the fertility comes from, is the two of you, like, your dreams. So be very careful about what you dream about, what you daydream about when you're together. You know, be careful about the words that you speak when you're talking about the future. Because I feel, especially when the two of you being together, it's like you guys are going to be powerhouses of manifestation. So be very, because you guys are going to be just by such high vibration and just in full alignment that, you know, you're going to be like, whatever you send out into the universe, it'll manifest almost immediately. Okay. So, all right, you guys, those were your messages. I hope that you enjoyed them. If you did, please do me a favor and click the like button, comment, share, subscribe if you feel led to do so. And I look forward to reading again for you guys very soon. Bye, Pile 2. Well, hello, Pile 3. If you chose the beautiful blue lace agate palm stone, this is your reading, all right? And what we're going to be looking at today is what will you love about your life with your future spouse? Okay? What will you love about your life with your future spouse? So let's just get right into it. And by the way, this blue lace agate is very calming, very reassuring. And it feels like some of you may have like if you were drawn to the stone, it feels like some of you may have an issue possibly with maybe some self-image or an issue with your self-image. Maybe, you know, you feel like you're too old or too young, too overweight or too thin. Just like you're not enough. You're either too much of something or not enough of something. And blue lace agate is a really good stone to carry around to kind of remind you that you're perfect the way that you are. You're right where you're supposed to be, okay? Does everybody have issues and shadows that need to be, you know, dealt with and processed? You know, our karmic patterns that need to be addressed? Absolutely. And, you know, you're in the process exactly where you're at, okay? So just if you are feeling low, if you have a low self-image, a low sense of self-worth, if you're battling or doubting your self-confidence or your worthiness, get yourself a blue lace agate, a piece of blue lace agate, and carry it around with you, or meditate with it, or put it under your pillow, just as a reminder that you are perfect the way that you are, okay? You are perfectly imperfect, all right? So let's get started with your reading. Here we got new beginnings. All right, so what's coming through, you guys, is that you're gonna love life with your future spouse simply because it's gonna be a life, it's gonna be an experience unlike anything you've had before. And this really ties into the message of what I just told you about with the blue lace agate. So it's very possible that you were in maybe multiple karmic relationships where your other half or your ex really did a number on your self-esteem and your sense of self-worth, you know, really kind of battered down your self-confidence. And the reason why people like that were drawn into your life is to mirror what was already deep inside you, okay? So in your energy field, you already had or in your patterning, you already had this sense of not feeling good enough, being too much of this or not enough of that, okay? And so what that does, when that is in your energy field, that attracts people to you that will validate that belief, okay? And so your higher self, the universe, is really just wanting to reassure you, okay, again with the blue lace agate, wanting to reassure you that those experiences that you had with those people, it has nothing to do with your self-worth, it has nothing to do with your value, it's just, that was what was in your energy field, and that's how you were showing up, okay? And so if it's in your energy field, that's what other people are going to pick up on, and you're going to attract into your experience people who will hurt you that way, okay? So if you've dealt with past partners who attacked your worthiness, attacked your self-worth, attacked your value, healing is really going to help you, because you're going to realize, well, number one, the real authentic you wasn't showing up. You were buried deeply under lots of wounds and stuff. And so I'm hearing, also with new beginnings, I'm hearing a glow up. I'm hearing a glow up. I'm not sure yet if this glow up is going to happen before or after, you know, your future spouse. But as you start to clear out your energy field of all this toxic, negative gunk and sludge and mud is what I call it, you know, all the harmful, self-limiting beliefs, you know, the beliefs that tell you you're not good enough. They're all lies, by the way. The real you is going to start shining through, okay? And you will literally start to glow. And people will start to be attracted to you who will mirror back how you feel about yourself, okay? And what you'll be feeling about yourself is confident, worthy. You know, you're going to be like, I'm that bombshell or I'm that GQ person, you know, and people will start mirroring that back to you. All right. So, and I'm seeing like with, you know, like moths to a flame, like you're just going to be like, your light is going to just shine right through and people are going to be attracted to you left and right. Okay. So you're going to be attracting a lot of romantic interest that is really going to, not that you're going to need it because you're going to learn how to validate yourself. But when we are validating ourselves, that's exactly how we attract more, you know, people into our lives who are also externally validating us as well. Okay. So look out for that, pile 3. That is super exciting. Super, super exciting. All right, let's pull some more cards. But as far as like life with your future spouse goes, it's just going to be something completely different than what you've ever experienced before. Yeah, they're going to be your ideal is what I'm hearing. All right, let's get some more information for pile 3. What will pile 3 love about their life with their future spouse? What will pile 3 love about their life with their future spouse? You may even be in the progress of a glow up right now. It starts from the inside though. Oh, here we got the Queen of Pentacles. What will pile 3 love about life with their future spouse? Like, I feel like you're getting very, and I love this, you guys, pile 3. You're like, you may still be feeling remnants, like, of pain from some painful relationships in the past. Like, heavy emotions and really, like, distressing thoughts. But it's like you're conscientious enough. It's like you're managing to separate your authentic self and who you really are from the triggers and from the thoughts. Like, you're realizing that you're not your thoughts. Okay, you're not your patterns. You're not your self-limiting beliefs. Those things are not you. You just have those things, right? Like, I'm not my nails. I have nails. But if my nails were to come off, I'm not going to die because I'm not my nails, you know? There are periods of time when you're not thinking, you know, and you don't cease to exist. Oh, here we got the 7 of Pentacles. But you're learning how to differentiate yourself from your patterning, from your emotions. And so, you know, and I feel like you're learning how to reparent yourself. You're learning how to really take care of yourself. And what I mean by reparenting is you're taking care of yourself, you're putting yourself first, you're making yourself your top priority, and you're doing the self-care things that need to be done even when you don't feel like it. And I always talk about reparenting in terms of, like, if you have kids or you have pets, you know, or even if you have nephews or anything like that. But when you're taking care of a kid and you're taking care of a pet, you know, there's things that have to be done. They have to be fed, they have to be bathed, they have to be clothed, they got, you know, regardless of how you're feeling or not, right? God, look at this energy, you guys. Look what's coming out. And I really feel like you're in that energy. And that's the basis of your glow up. So even if it's not showing up yet on the outside, it is, because you're creating a very sturdy foundation within yourself where you're making yourself your own top priority. You may not feel, you know, or think, but remember, you're not your feelings or your thoughts. You know that. You may not feel like you're important, but you are treating yourself like you're important, because your higher self, the deepest part of you, the you that is not your thoughts or your emotions, knows that you deserve that. You deserve to be taken care of. So congratulations, pile 3. That is a huge step forward. Oh, look at this. Justice. Oh my gosh. Yes. Absolute balance. Like big time. Like not just temporary balance. Like you're creating balance that is like habits that are going to be lasting you for the rest of this lifetime. And if, you know, you end up incarnating again, you're going to be taking these lessons with you into your, you know, your next lifetime. Let's get one more card for pile 3, please. All right, so you guys are going to be living you guys are going to be living the life. You guys are going to be living the life. So your relationship with, you know, what you're going to be loving about life with your future spouse is just abundance everywhere. I mean, you're going to be happy. You're going to be satisfied. You know, there's going to be a beautiful balance and harmony between you and your future spouse. You know, that you guys are going to be very patient with each other, very stable, very grounded. Communication is also going to be very stable and very grounded. And there's still going to be a little bit, so this is kind of like a kind of like a good news kind of way. Like you might be thinking that you have to be 100% healed before this person can come into your life. But what's coming through with the strength in reverse is that there'll still be some, like, you know, there'll still be some work that needs to be done. And your future spouse is going to come in and really help you kind of tie up any loose ends. So you don't have to be 100% healed in order for this connection to come in, you know. So it's not like you have to be 100% aligned to them. You know, I'm actually hearing you're good at about 85 to 90. There'll still be some work left to be done, but the whole purpose of your future spouse coming in when they do is to help you with that, okay? And they're always going to be like that with you. Like you may have some weaknesses. Obviously, we're all going to have weaknesses. You'll still have some insecurities and stuff like that, or like maybe, you know, you don't like the way you look in certain kinds of outfits and stuff like that, and your future spouse is just going to be very quick to like build you up, all right, to reinforce, you know, your high self-esteem, to reinforce your high self-confidence. They're going to be like, you know, chin up, honey, chin up, you know, you got this. You know, they're going to be like a very sturdy rock or an anchor in your life, very much a feeling of home with them. Very stable, very grounded, you know, and they're just going to be, you know, obviously a fixture in your life. All right, so good stuff, pile 3. Oh my goodness. All right, and like I said, with the 9 of Cups is like a wish fulfillment card, but it's also, Jupiter is associated with this card, which is a card of expansion. And so, you know, new beginnings, I'm picking up like there's a lot of pentacle energy here. And even though the Cups is more tends towards the emotional, which, yes, you know, that's why I'm saying emotionally fulfilled. It's also talking about expanding expanding upon the energies that you and your future spouse are going to create together. So I feel like you guys are going to be encountering a lot of good luck, mainly because the two of you are so patient. Like, I feel you're going to be planting. I mean, and that could be literal, but planting in the sense of like dreaming, manifesting for the future, maybe even investing, okay? Like, I'm really picking up that one or both of you are really going to be really good with money, and money is not going to be an issue at all, okay? Like, that's not going to be anything that you have to worry about. All right, so what else are you going to love about life with your future spouse? And so we got empty feelings, boring routine. And so you're going to be able, like, you're going to remember this time in your life, pile 3, or the time in your life where you felt like you were on autopilot because you were hurting so much. And so, you know, with your future spouse coming in, I don't know if you journal or maybe you blog, you know, or you record videos, or you just kind of catalog, or, you know, I guess catalog your life as you're living it. But I get a sense that at some point in your life with your future spouse, you're going to be coming across, oh, it may even be like Facebook memories might be popping up from this time in your life, or I don't know how, you know, Instagram works, or if Instagram does anything like that. I know Snapchat doesn't, I don't think. But you're just going to be in such a place of gratitude and seeing how much life has changed and how things have grown for you. And yeah, it's going to be a stark contrast, especially with this card compared to the King of Cups. Which the King of Cups is, you know, emotional mastery, not just fulfillment. So with the King of Cups wanting to come through, that also is telling me that the two of you are going to be very grounded because both of you have mastered your emotional selves. Okay, let's get a couple more cards from this deck for pile 3, please. What will pile 3 love about their life with their future spouse? What will they love about life with their future spouse? That robotic heart may also kind of, like, you'll compare, not in a bad way, you know, it's like you're going to look at your future spouse and be like, oh my gosh, you know, they're so feeling, they're so open-hearted, they live life through their heart space and not just through the mind. Yes, they're very, very logical, very maybe even analytical, very structured, very centered, very grounded, but they are balanced, okay? As much as they think, they also feel, and they're very, you know, they're emotionally fulfilled. And so, and you're going to be very emotionally fulfilled, and it's just two wholes coming together. Two wholes. All right, let's get 2 more cards from this deck for pile. Yeah, see, my cards just like to throw. It's like, let's do 120 card spread. Like, no, let's not. Let's get 2 more cards for pile 3, please. What will they love about life with their future spouse? I love how some of these other tarot readers, like, their stuff just flips out so fast. I'm like, why doesn't mine do that? Sometimes I just have to sit here and pull from the deck. Here we go. Oh, victory, success, rewards, and spotlight. You guys, I really feel like you know, your future spouse, you and your future spouse, or maybe, I don't know, but I'm feeling like the two of you are going to run a business together, or maybe you have a business and they have a business, and, you know, the two of you guys are like really supportive of each other. But with new beginnings being the kind of central theme of what you're going to love about your future spouse, I really feel like the two of you are going to start something very lucrative together that is just going to be so wildly successful. And then we have growth with leveling up and expansion right under the the 9 of Cups, which I told you is, you know, Jupiter is associated with this particular card, and I even said expansion, so leveling up. So that's another form of a new beginning, where, you know, I was talking to you about a glow up. You can also see that as leveling up, but really what it is it's just your true self being uncovered, you rediscovering who and what you really are, rediscovering your true power, and walking in that power, walking in that influence, walking in your true identity. It's growth through the karmic trauma and patterning that has been keeping the real you bogged down for so long, okay? And the two of you get together, and it's just, like you guys skyrocket. You guys just skyrocket. Anything that the two of you come together in agreement with, just, you know, it flourishes. I'm looking at this garden, and I'm looking at, you know, the Queen of Pentacles in her very lush garden, and it just reminds me of how fertile the ground is. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with you and your future spouse. It's like whatever you plant, you know, metaphorically, is going to yield a harvest that is more than what you thought. So like, you know, say if you are wanting to increase your income by a certain amount by a certain date, what ends up happening, and it happens often, is you've overshot how much, you know, you've increased that amount. Like say if it was $500, well then, you know, you actually doubled it. You were able to double it in a shorter amount of time. Stuff like that. I mean, it's it's amazing. All right, what else are we going to love about your future spouse? Well, not about your future spouse. What else are you going to love about life with your future spouse? What else will pile 3 love about life with their future spouse? What else will pile 3 love about their future spouse? What else will pile 3 love about their future spouse? Again, you guys, new beginnings. You can't make this up. Oh my gosh. Like for some reason, your higher self is really just hammering new beginnings down. Okay, so I'm feeling like you're in a lot of you are in a really dark place right now. You know, dark night of the soul. You're having a hard time seeing past what you're going through right now. And what I'm being shown is someone who's just so happy with life. And this is what your higher self is telling me to tell you, okay? This is the vision that you need to hold on to. This is kind of like the anchor, the rock that you hold on to as all of this stuff is coming up to be cleared. And of course, when things are coming up to be cleared, you have to feel them. You got to thank them, you know, not thank them as in like gratitude, but you got to, you know, a lot of the times when mental images and thoughts come up, we want to push them away because they hurt too much. And so I really do feel like you're in a place in your life where you're realizing that this is just part of the process of healing. And you know, and sometimes it's easy to process. And then there are days when it seems like there's so much hitting you all at one time. And I feel like a lot of you are in a really dark place with your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions right now. And your higher self is telling you to hold on to the vision. Hold on to the vision of what is coming. This is not going to last forever. These thoughts and these feelings are going to lift out of you. And when they lift out of you, especially the emotions, they're gone. Like once you release through the emotions that make up a trigger, the emotions, the thoughts, the patterning that make up a trigger, that trigger is gone forever. But there's that processing that, you know, it's very challenging and difficult. So there is going to come a point, and think of it like you're in your cocoon phase. Things feel really dark right now. Things feel very restricted. And when you're in a cocoon, you know, you're expending a lot of energy in the cocoon in the process of transforming. And so this is really going to affect how you think, how you feel, and how your body feels. Okay, so if you're having some real low energy moments right now, as you're transforming and transmuting these energies, what I'm being told is that you are probably feeling very exhausted. Even if you're not doing much physically, like you're not exercising or working out, but you're just physically exhausted, it's because your body is processing out a ton of energy. Your body is like an antenna, okay? And there's a lot coming up, and it can be physically taxing. And so if you need to nap, take a nap. If you need to rest, please rest. okay? If you feel like all you can do, like if you're used to maybe exercising for an hour and you can barely get through 20 minutes, give yourself that grace, or take a whole day off anyway and just lay in bed and just know that what's going on is your body is reacclimating to its new energetic set point, because these emotions and these thoughts have been part of your energetic makeup probably since birth, because some of this stuff is past life karmic issues. Okay, if not since birth, then since early childhood, but your body has been encased in this energy. So you have to think about when you go like in surgery and they remove tumors or other kind of things like that from your body. Yes, the cancer is gone, but your body is still hurting, okay? It's in repair and recover mode, and that's basically what's going on with you energetically, and your body is going to feel the effect of that. Energy absolutely affects your physical health, okay? So that's a huge, huge message coming through for you guys. Hold on to the vision. I'm seeing you happy. I'm seeing you free. I'm seeing you just laughing and smiling ear to ear and just glowing, okay? Glowing. And it's this light that is going to be part of what attracts your future spouse into you, okay? And what attracts them to you as a person. Okay, what else are we looking at here? What will pile 3 love about life with your future spouse? What will pile 3 love about life with your future spouse? What will pile 3 love about life with their future spouse? Ooh, we got, yep, security. You are going to feel so safe with this person in every way, shape, and form, not just like financially. Although, like I said, there's not going to be any financial issues. Okay, I'm even seeing for some of you like vacation homes, like you guys are going to be set for the most part. And that point may come a little bit later on. Like I'm not really sure if they're going to be fully established in their business by the time you meet them. But the two of you coming together, your energies are going to be so balanced that the two of you are just going to be able to fly through your goalposts and milestones. Okay, so it's not going to take very long for you guys to get yourself to a point of financial stability, and I feel like at one point the two of you are even going to be financially free. Okay, because with investments coming up, I really feel that the two of you are going to have investments in several different areas, but I'm also seeing residual income where your guys are making money even while you sleep. Okay, we also have patience coming through. So yeah, security and patience. It's such a balancing energy. And then control, but not like in this card, it kind of makes it look like control in a bad way, but I really feel like, did we have mastery come out? No. But I was telling you about your emotional mastery. Like the two of you are really going to be able to take full control over, you know, the thoughts that you're thinking and the things that you're feeling, especially like I know, like the releasing work that you guys are doing right now is the part of that foundation for you to be able, you know, to handle your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And so you guys are just, it's going to be like your guys' self-control and your self-discipline is just going to be unmatched and very admired by those around you. Okay, even in sense of in a sense that has to do with your health as well. Yeah, like you guys, like I feel like you're going to be living a very enchanted life together. Like you guys may even travel for work. If traveling is something you like to do. All right, let's get some messages. I want to get from here. All right. What will pile 3 love about life with their future spouse, please? What will pile 3 love about life with their future spouse? Awesome. We got fate. This is a destined partnership, and that's how you guys are going to feel together. This is definitely something, they're going to feel it about you, and you're going to feel it about them. You're like, there's just no way. And I feel like your souls are going to very much kind of recognize each other. What will pile 3 love about their future spouse? We've got decision. It's time to decide about this relationship. And you're also going to love that they're just so for you, and you're going to know this early on. Like, they're not going to have any problems making decisions whatsoever. I mean, they're very grounded, they're very centered, and they know what they want. And they're not they're not impulsive, let me put it that way. And it may be a bit of a slow burner when the two of you first get together, but once they decide, you know, and I feel like they decide very early on that you're the one for them, but they're very, they're all about taking time to really get to know each other. You know, like they want to know who's really who's really behind the mask. But I feel pile 3, especially with all of the healing that you're doing, I feel like you are truly going to be meeting this person as your authentic self, and I believe they're going to pick up on that. They're going to know that this is who you are. They're just going to know that when life pressures you, you're going to handle it in a very mature, very self-controlled and self-disciplined way. Like, they're going to be able to trust you, not to fly off the deep end and, you know, stuff like that. We also have leap of faith coming out with it's safe to make the move you're considering. Yeah, and I mean, this is part of why the two of you are going to be so immersed in abundance in every area of life, because you have that perfect balance of taking calculated steps and then taking risks, because that's how you build a business. There's always going to be risk involved, and neither one of you, it's just a very perfect balance. Some people are way too afraid of change that they just stay stuck. Some people are way too flighty and that they just risk everything without really putting any thought or research or anything like that into it. That's not how you guys are going to be, you know. And I'm also hearing there's even going to be an intuitive factor into your guys's quote unquote leaps of faith, where it's just a knowing. Yeah, you guys are going to be so blessed. You're going to feel so blessed. And you're going to feel so blessed and be so blessed because you've got that feeling of abundance already in your energy fields. Okay? All right, let's get some more cards. What messages does your future spouse have for you at this point in time? Pile 3, what messages does your future spouse have for you during this point in time? This one wants to come out. I can't stop thinking about you. They may actually be manifesting you in right now. Like you may be on a vision board somewhere. I mean, not you, like, you know, but like your attributes, your energy. Like, I feel like they are calling in your energy by listing out your personality, your attributes, and stuff like that. And it says, you were the best thing in my life. That's how they're going to feel about you. You're the best thing in their life. You're their number one top priority. You know, they're your ride or die. They're going to be your best friend. They're going to be looking out for you. They're going to be wanting to protect you and provide for you. Let's get one more from this deck. I'm starting to understand our connection. Yeah, that kind of takes me back to fate. Like, I don't know if your person is going to be very much into the spiritual realm. I do feel like they are connected to their higher selves, and maybe they don't understand that they are very intuitive, but they just, always seem to be at the right place at the right time, or they just always seem to be making the right decision at the right time. And that's just because they approach, like, especially business, with an open intuition, and they listen to that, okay? But as far as the two of you are concerned, it's just an unbreakable bond. And they also get a sense of whether or not they believe in reincarnation, or they believe in any kind of magic, or, you know, tarot readings or anything like that. There's just something about your connection with them that they are unable to explain logically, analytically. They start to understand it from, you know, this is something that was destined to be, okay? All right, let's get a few more cards. What advice does your higher self and their higher self have for you at this time? We have the moon with what was hidden will be made known. We also have fire or south. Fiery energy surrounds you and will put passion back into your life. So with these two coming out together, like what you're going through right now, especially if you're feeling very heavy, and like I feel like you're being blanketed, like all this stuff is coming up. And it wouldn't be coming up if your higher self didn't know that you couldn't handle it, okay? But it's coming up so that you can process it and release it and get it out of your energy field forever, all right? But you're purging, and I feel like, you know, part of what's happening is like it's being purged in the fire. You know, think about those beliefs and that patterning and these karmic patterning in your, you know, as you're processing is you're throwing them in the fire, meaning they're never going to return. You know, they're being transmuted, and they're never going to return to you. Those triggers are gone for life. It's like you're throwing the triggers into the fire, and they're being destroyed. And then as far as like what was hidden will be made known, you may have some questions that you feel you need answers to, and if it serves your highest good and it serves your growth, those answers will come, okay? If you're trying to find the origin of something, because knowing that is going to help you heal, those answers and those solutions will be made known to you, okay? This is also kind of what I'm also being told with this is there is going to come a time when you just have to, part of overcoming and controlling, you know, or I should say healing a toxic, corrupt ego. You know, ego in itself is not good or bad. It just is. It's programming, right? And an ego can either be toxic or it can be healthy. And what you're in the process of doing right now is purging out all the things that is toxic about your ego, and so that it's going to shift more to being healthy. And part of having a healthy ego is not always needing the answers, not always needing to know what the next step is going to be. It's like shutting the ego off and being led by your inner being, your higher self, okay? And the ego being okay with that. I feel like you're coming into a space with that as well. But what this is telling me is that the answers that you do need that are going to serve for your growth and your highest good, those things will be made to you. You just have to let go of wanting answers right now, okay? And just trust that the universe is going to give you exactly what you need right when you need it, okay? And I'm hearing for now, can you let go of wanting to figure it out? Can you let go of wanting to know all the details? That's part of releasing. Okay, let's get one more card from this deck, please, for pile 3. What information or what guidance do you have? Okay, I'm only taking one of these, and I'm taking the first one that popped out, which is candles. Allow your passion to become your purpose. I keep coming back to the vision. Like I told you what I saw for you guys in the very near future after you're done purging all of this out. And you don't even have to be completely done purging, because as you, let's say if you're 100%, and I'm not saying that you are, okay, well, we'll make it more realistic. Let's say when you started this journey, you were 65% toxicity, you know, toxic belief, toxicity in your vibe, right? That 65% is holding back that much more of your authentic self to be able to come through, which is also blocking your ability to see who and what you really are. And so, you know, you're going through this time, which may be purging 25% of, and that's a lot, but that's what's coming up. It's like, this is so heavy, but you guys have no idea how much that is clearing out of your energy field. That just means that more of your authentic self is stepping through and taking up more of you. Okay. Yeah. So as far as like allowing your passion to become your purpose, you don't have to be 100% healed for you to be in that space where you're happy, you're feeling free, you're grinning ear to ear, you're enjoying life, you're not thinking about the past as much, that you're not required to be 100% healed. You know, you could be 40% toxicity and 60% your authentic self. And I feel like when it gets to where you're more you are embodying more of your authentic self than you are the toxicity, is when you're really going to feel that shift. Okay, and I actually feel, you guys, that this period of time that you're going through right now, once this is over, I feel like that shift is really going to happen. Like, you know, 50-50 is kind of like, I'm all right, you know, I have my really good happy days, and then I'm down in the tank. But I feel like, you know, after this time is done, what you're going through now is when that shift happens, where you are embodying more of your authentic self versus your shadow, your toxic self. Okay, very, very good. So just keep that in mind when you're having those Nine of Swords moments, when you're unable to sleep or you're unable to stay asleep. You know, just hold on to that knowledge and that knowing that as you're processing and as you're letting go, as you're moving on and you're dealing with all the heaviness that is associated with that you are, this time is coming to an end. You know, you're clearing out all that negativity so that more of your authentic self can be fully embodied by you. And your authentic self is inherently peace and joy and happiness and faith and trust and, you know, all of that good stuff. Okay. All right, pile 3, those were your messages. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they brought you what you needed. If you did enjoy this message, do me a favor and smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe, but only if you feel led to do so. And I look forward to reading again for you very soon. Thanks, pile 3. Hi, pile 4. If you chose the Petrified Wood Palm Stone, and I'm laughing because I used to sell crystals and I still have like the price tag on here. But anyway, this is your reading, and what we're going to be looking at is what you're going to love about life with your future spouse. Okay, so I'm excited for this reading. This is one of those good news, feel good readings. So let's just get right into it. All right. We've got closure. Oh, okay. You know what? Petrified Wood is very grounding. It's very centering, and life with your future spouse is just going to be so healing in that area. Like, you're really going to be able to put past experiences, past traumas, whether it's physical trauma, emotional trauma, any kind of trauma, karmic trauma even, like really put those things to rest. Let's pull some more cards though to get some more information on exactly what you're going to be loving about life with your future spouse. I'm hearing that maybe some of you have been kind of hung up on a past situation. Like maybe like you're hung up on a past relationship or romantic interest, maybe hung up on something that happened, you know, in your past, something that was very traumatic. Now remember, you guys, for something to be traumatic, it doesn't have to involve, you know, any kind of physical trauma, you know. Emotional trauma can often have, especially if the emotional trauma is very acute, can have a, you know, a real, can be physically affecting and traumatic to the body as well. And so I just feel like some of you are kind of hung up on something that happened a while ago, and you're having a really hard time getting over it. Let's see what pile 4 is going to love about life with your future spouse. What is pile 4 going to love about life with their future spouse? We got the Hierophant in reverse. What is pile 4 going to love about life with their future spouse? We got Temperance in reverse. Look at that. Oh, right next to the Two of Swords upright. And then we've got Judgment coming up, and then we also have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yes, your person is really going to be coming in. Your future spouse is going to be coming in and just, I feel, what I'm hearing is they're going to be writing, like RIGHTING, a lot of wrongs. Like it's almost like they're your reward. Like you've suffered enough up to this point. It's like, here's your reward. You know, here's your compensation. And they're just going to really help balance you out. If you have a lot of karmic things that have been happening to you, or maybe you've been the recipient of karmic situations and issues that you really didn't have a reason to be, like, you know, almost like new karma was started, you know, like you, it's hard to explain. How am I wanting to say this? Sometimes we get into situations with people and it's not necessarily something that was preordained or something that was attracted to you because of something with necessarily within like your records. But you are the recipient of, you know, someone else's karmic issues. I just really feel like you've dealt with a lot up to this point. And you've been the recipient of basically what feels like unjust karma. And that may be even a block, actually, that you have. There is such a thing as there is a block that is called unjust karma, where you are trying to make yourself responsible for karma that isn't yours. You're trying to pay a debt that isn't yours to pay. And this stuff often happens or originates in past lives. But it's like you're reaping a harvest you never sowed. Okay? And your future spouse is coming in to put closure to that. Like I feel, okay, I'm feeling like your future spouse is actually, they are karma ordained. Like like this union is preordained. Like your souls decided and made an agreement with each other before you guys incarnated that they were going to come in and help you resolve this negative unjust karma. You know, they're going to help you close the chapter on that karma and release you from the responsibility of paying a debt that was never yours to pay in the first place. Okay? Strongly coming through. But you're going to love just life with this person because it's going to be so balanced. I mean, you're going to basically, it's going to feel like you woke up and now you're living life, like real life. And the endless nights, you know, the sleepless nights where, you know, you're crying yourself to sleep just come to an end, and you're going to feel such a sense of peace and tranquility. Peace is really coming through. It's like, you know, you're not, I mean, yes, you want to be happy, but you're like, I just want peace. I just want to feel relief. I want to feel calm. I want to be able to sleep. I want to be able to sleep all throughout the night without being woken up by anxieties or worries or bad dreams or feeling haunted by something that happened in the past. And all of that is coming to an end. Okay? So your future spouse is coming in to put closure to a lot of the things that you've had to deal with, all right? Very comforting, very comforting. All right, let's, actually I want this deck. What is pile 4 going to love about life with their future spouse, please? Forgiveness. That's part of right under the closure. Like, I really do feel, you know, you are going to be able to leave the past in the past finally. You're going to be able to you're going to be able to reframe something in your mind where you're able to see it from a 35,000 foot view, and you're able to put it in the right frame of mind where you're not taking it so personally that that happened to you. And you're truly going to be able to release not only that person from the debt that they owe you, you're also going to be able to release yourself for whatever debts you should have never been paying. Okay, so a lot of forgiveness. You're just going to be in this space where you're letting go of resentments, you're letting go of bitterness, you're letting go of anger, you're letting go of, you know, wanting retribution and stuff like that. You're going to be in a, like I said, this is what's going to help facilitate that feeling of peace. Being at peace with the world, with yourself, with your past, and finally being able to look forward towards your future, okay? Yeah, and your future spouse is definitely going to have your back. Like I said, I get the feeling like they are really going to help you right a lot of wrongs that were done to you. Like, it wasn't your job to take on a lot of those karmic debts that you have. And, you know, because you were doing that, it's almost like you were building a bank, you know, like a bankroll for yourself. And, you know, now your payout is going to be this awesome, awesome future spouse who is just going to come in and turn your world and flip it completely upside down, but in a good way. What is pile 1 going to love about life with their future spouse? And we've got summer coming up with warmth and positive vibes. Yeah, it's just, you're going to feel so warm, so safe. You know, I keep coming back to this Petrified Wood, like, your heart is going to feel safe with them. And I feel like that's a really big thing for you. Like, your heart, I'm hearing for a lot of you, your heart has never felt safe with anybody. Anybody. Like, you know, for some of you, you've even had, I mean, this goes back to childhood, but you've even had friends let you down or betray you. I mean, you may have had family members let you down and betray you in some way. And so your heart hasn't felt safe with anybody, but your heart is going to feel safe with them. But first, it's like what you're being guided to do, pile 4, is learn how to feel safe with yourself. Like, there is a very deep part of you where you feel like your heart isn't even safe with yourself. And it's because, you know, you weren't really good at setting boundaries. And so, you know, a lot of the wrong people got into your heart and completely wrecked it and destroyed it. So it's like you have to learn, you don't have to, but you're being guided and called to feel safe, for you to feel safe with your own heart. Like, your heart is safe with you. And you do that by building boundaries and sticking to them. Okay, because boundaries are going to let the right people in and keep the wrong ones out. Okay, and so what I'm hearing for you guys is let the walls come down. You don't need walls, because a wall keeps everybody out, including yourself, including your higher self, including the universe. This is why you're having such a hard time, because you don't even trust yourself. And so what you're being guided to do, pile 4, is knock the walls down. And in baby steps, learn to start trusting people again, but trusting people with boundaries guarding your heart, okay? In other words, you know, if one of your boundaries is, you know, not being disrespected, and somebody openly disrespects you, then you put that, you know, they crossed a boundary. You know, if they do it all the time, that's not somebody you let in. Your boundaries are going to keep them out, okay? Stuff like that. Let's get a couple more cards from this deck for pile 4. What does pile 4, what do they love about life with their future spouse? We got a snail's pace with slow progress and reevaluate. So this to me means that it's going to be a slow burner. Your future spouse is probably going to see that you've lived a really like emotionally turbulent or, you know, life. Like maybe you have a hard time with your mind, you have a hard time with emotional issues. And so, they really see that they're going to have to take it slow with you. You know, kind of like when you encounter an animal who has been mistreated or even abused by previous owners, and then here you come along and, you know, you're loving and you're caring and you want to provide and you want to take care of, you want to nurture and nourish, you know, but you know that this animal is not going to trust you because of how it was treated in the past. So you little by little do things for the animal to gain its trust. And then little by little, the animal starts to trust you. And finally, it's like, you know, it realizes you're not like everyone else. And this is what I feel is like going to happen with you guys. They're not going to try to overwhelm you. This may be somebody that you already know, because I'm feeling like either it's like they already know you, they know your story, they know where you're coming from, or they've heard your story somehow or some way, or they're going to be very, very intuitive, very in touch with not only their higher self, but they're going to be very in tune with, you know, your energy and stuff like that. And they're just going to sense that, you know, they need to take it slow and, you know, be gentle with you in a way. All right. One more from this deck for pile 4, please. Very patient. They are very, very patient. Now we have incoming abundance with reliable structure and foundation. Yes, yes, yes. With closure comes a new beginning. And the new beginning is like this door that is opening that is just going to flow. Like this wide open door. It's going to be like a vacuum just drawing abundance into you. And abundance is more than just financial abundance, okay? Abundance in emotional aspects, you know, abundance in physical aspects, abundance in every single way, all right? But I really am getting the sense that your future spouse, one of the things, or one of the many things that you're going to love about him is you're just going to feel so safe and at peace within the relationship. They're going to be somebody you can fully trust. You know, and you may have never had that before. I feel like many of you haven't. Like, I feel like you haven't had one single experience with someone, you know, or if you did, it was very few, like 1 or 2 maybe, that you knew that you were 100% safe with. But for the vast majority of you, I don't think you've had that experience. You don't even feel safe with yourself, right? All right, let's get some more cards. Actually, we want this deck right here before we go there. All right, what will pile 4 love about life with their future spouse, please? This one wants to come out. Confusion. Yeah, your future spouse is going to be clearing up all the, like, you're feeling very clouded. Like, there is no sense of clarity. There's just a lot of confusion that you're dealing with right now. And, you know, maybe even with confusion within relationships, confusion about where you stand, confusion about, you know, what they feel or how they think about you and stuff like that. But with your future spouse, there's never going to be any of that. You're always going to know how they feel about you. You're always going to know where you stand. That's never going to be a question. You're going to be very clear on how your future spouse feels about you and how much they love you, how much they adore you and cherish you. All right, pile 4, please. What will they love about life with their future spouse? Freedom. Yes. And I like freedom in spirit, like freedom emotionally, like not being bogged down by all these heavy, you know, emotions or mental images or anything like that. Like you're really just, what I'm hearing, for the first time in your life, you're going to be feeling at peace, which is going to bring you a sense of freedom. All right. Then we also have a soul connection. Yes. I feel like it's preordained. I really do feel like this connection is preordained. I think I already said that. All right. What will pile 4 love about life with their future spouse? Longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. They, it's going to amaze you, pile 4, how much this person loves you. And not just loves you, but loves your presence. They're going to love your energy, and your energy is going to be for them what their energy is for you. It's like you'll have no problems, you know, going off and doing your own thing every now and again. But your bond and your connection is just so strong and unique that, like, say if you go, like if they go on a business trip, or I was going to say hunting trip. So one of you guys might be into hunting, or they might be into hunting or something like that. But like if they go on to like a business trip or something and they're gone for several days, it's like the two of you miss each other and long for each other so much. That's how in love the two of you are, okay? Oh, look what I just said. I just said that this is an ordained relationship, and look what popped out. Soulmate. Your soulmate loves, accepts, and respects you unconditionally. You're going to know that. Oh, I love when the cards confirm what I was already picking up on. Oh, here we have addiction. And addiction is affecting this relationship. And so if you're currently dealing with some kind of an addiction or addictive kind of behavior or a self-sabotaging behavior, you know, for some of you, you might have a hard time controlling what you eat, or, you know, you might be having a hard time with, you know, alcohol or other things like that. You're not going to be in that space with your future spouse. You're going to be like, I don't want to say completely healed, but that's what's coming through. Like the part of you that is leaning on something right now as kind of a crutch to help you through, like the need for that is going to be completely abolished, and you're going to be free from that. Okay? This is also talking about any addictions that you've had to deal with from other people in your past. You know, maybe some of the people that have hurt you were addicted to something, and that caused them to not be in the right mind, not to be in their heart space, just, you know, and that may have been what caused a lot of your experiences, your traumatic experiences. And, you know, within the context of your relationship in your life with your future spouse, there's not going to be any of that. In fact, I hear your future spouse is going to be very, very conscientious of their health. Like, they're going to view their body as a temple, and they're not going to defile it with, you know, any toxic substances. Like, I'm hearing a lot of them won't even like to take pills for pain or anything like that. Like, a lot of them are going to be very, you know, into organic foods, maybe even homegrown foods. Yeah, and they, you know, if they, obviously they're not going to smoke or do anything like that, and if they do drink, it's not going to be very often. Like, they're really, really, they take pride not only in their appearance, but they're more concerned about keeping their bodies healthy, feeding it only the best kinds of foods, eating, you know what I mean? And so you're not going to ever have to worry about that. It's like they wouldn't touch drugs, you know, or, you know, toxic anything with a 10-foot pole, let alone let themselves get addicted to something. Okay. All right, what messages does pile 4's future spouse? It says you came closer to anyone. And yeah, I feel like they may have been in similar circumstances. No, honestly, what's coming through is like you're the end all and be all for them. Like no one is going to be able to capture their heart in the way that you're going to be. Like nobody has ever been able to do that with this person before. They've been in significant relationships. Well, I should say if they've been in significant relationships, even if they've been in long-term relationships, they're going to be, no, they're not going to be surprised because they've always had this feeling like something is missing. But when they meet you, it's like, oh, this is why none of that ever worked out. That's why I was never really totally fulfilled in any of the other, you know, situations or relationships that I was in, because this person was coming. Okay? And you are going to know that. And that is going to make you feel so special, so wanted, so adored. Let's get a couple more cards. I know I was a distraction from your pain. This brings me back to that feeling of addiction. And you're going to be out of that space. Like, you know, as far as distractions goes, I mean, addiction is another way of kind of distracting yourself and numbing out the pain. But you may also be like just kind of mindlessly scrolling, you know, social media, or just, you know, kind of losing yourself in, you know, watching videos and stuff like that. I feel like when you're like life with your future spouse is going to be so fulfilling that a lot of those things are just going to naturally start falling away. Okay, let's get one more card. Sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. This is such a contrast to the Nine of Swords. Actually, the Nine of Swords is reversed here, so that's kind of like, you know, that energy of sleepless nights and insomnia is coming to an end. But this is like, yeah, there's going to be some sleepless nights, but it's because you're so excited about life. Like you can't make your mind stop about fantasizing and daydreaming and thinking about this person. You know, it's like, you know, okay, so there might be more sleepless nights ahead, but it's not because you are immersed in so much pain. It's actually because it's the other way around. You are experiencing so much joy you almost don't want to go to sleep because it's like, what if I miss something important? Right? And I'm also hearing that there's gonna be some sleepless nights just because the two of you are, you know, so into each other intimately that there's gonna be quite a few times where, you know, you at least stay up very late, pleasuring and satisfying each other. All right, we're gonna get a few more cards. Pile four. What guidance does your higher self and their higher self have for you at this time? What guidance do they have for you at this time? Thank you. We got two coming out. We'll get one more. We got offering, living in gratitude is the gateway to more blessings in life. So especially if you're going through this really difficult time where you feel so clouded and blanketed in darkness, even if you don't feel like it, start focusing, retraining, and reprogramming your mind to automatically start to focus on what is good about life, okay? And you might actually need to do journaling exercises and, you know, start off doing it 3 times a day. You know, just try to find 5 things, 5 new things. Now, it doesn't have to be 5 new things every day, but don't do the same list, you know, that you made in the morning, you know, in the middle of the afternoon. You got to think of 5 new things. And that just kind of helps to retrain and teach your mind to start focusing, automatically focusing on what you have in life to be thankful about, okay? Because that's going to open up the universe to start bringing you more things to be thankful about, okay? We got feather with expect an abundance of good things to begin to flow in your life. And this is mirroring that other, where is it at? Right there, incoming abundance. That's just confirming that. You guys, there's going to be so much happiness coming for you. Like the sleepless nights due to pain and frustration and heartache, that part of the endless nights is coming to an end. All right, let's get one more card from this deck, please. What guidance does your higher self and your future spouse higher self have for you? We got air and east. The element of air will open your mind to new possibilities. I was just telling you that. Kind of in a roundabout way. It goes back to the gratitude. You know, and part of manifesting and attracting into your experience what you're wanting, you know, because time really is just a construct. You know, all that exists is the now, like this present moment. And everything is existing in this moment, past, present, and future. So your future is actually happening right now. So when you say, I am feeling so loved in this moment with my future spouse, you know, you're saying it in the present tense because truly it's happening right now. And so you can start feeling gratitude about feeling so loved in the presence of your future spouse. You can give thanks for that as well, okay? All right, pile 4, those were your messages. If you enjoyed this reading, please smash that like button. Also, feel free to comment, share, subscribe, but only if you feel led to do so. And I will be gladly reading for you guys very soon. Take care, pile 4. Bye-bye.